Good with y'all boys, man. It's your boy Lotto, and we back. Another episode of Third Take, man. 3 days later, Third Take, we back, man. All threes, man. That's the best number. And it's game 3 Wednesday. But anyway, great game yesterday. We all know Warriors even the series up, as we all expected. We knew Boston wasn't gonna go up 2-0 away. We knew Boston wasn't gonna get 2 road wins. We knew Golden State wasn't gonna go down 2-0. There was no way Golden State was gonna lose the first 2 games. They wasn't even supposed to lose 1, but there's no way they're losing 2 in Golden State. There ain't no way. Biggest takeaways I got from the game: Boston stopped going to Tatum. If you notice, in the beginning of the game, the first half, Jason Tatum was going off. He started off like 5 or 6 from 3. Like, I think halftime he probably had like 18 points. Like, he was hot. He wasn't missing his shots. He looked focused. He was ISOing, scoring on everybody. It don't matter what defender came at him. He was getting the bucket. He was shooting over people. It looked like a repeat of what he was doing against Milwaukee in the second round. And then in the second half, he just stopped getting the ball. Like, I don't know if they started keying on him and taking him away from the ball. I don't know if the Celtics switched up their game plan. I don't know if they forgot about fucking Tatum, their best player, but they just stopped giving him the rock out of nowhere. He was literally hot to start the game, hitting everything, and in the second half he barely touched the ball. And there was a point in the third or the fourth quarter I seen him looking frustrated. It was like 4 possessions in a row. The Celtics didn't get nothing going. They got a turnover, and Jason Tatum, they cut the camera to him, and he put his head down, shaking his head. He looked pissed off, because why y'all not giving him the rock? Like, what's going on? He's y'all best player. He was hitting everything, mid-range, tray ball, everything was going in. He was on his Kobe shit, and y'all stopped giving him the ball. Why? Giving it to everybody else that's not hitting shots. Which is another takeaway I had. Boston had an off shooting night. That was probably the biggest reason that they lost. They wasn't hitting their shots, whether it was contested or wide open. Derek White, Grant Williams, there were so many possessions where they had wide open tray balls and they just wasn't hitting it. The game really wasn't out of reach till like the end of the third quarter. And up until that point, they could have kept going back and forth with Golden State. They were just missing their shots, and Golden State was capitalizing on it. Especially in the second half. In the first half, after in the second quarter, before halftime, Jordan Poole hit that 3 from half court. Or was that in the third quarter? Oh yeah, that was the third quarter. Sorry, my bad, guys. I was thinking too much. But right before the end of the third quarter, when Jordan Poole hit those 2 threes in a row, the one from half court and the deep one, the Celtics had a chance to stay in the game, but they were just missing their shots. And then you seen Curry hit the 2 threes in a row, Clay hit 1, and then Poole hit those 2. So that's why I said, like I said in 2 videos ago, you blink and Golden State is hitting tray ball. They count by 3s. It's going up. So you got to be able to go back and forth with them. It's hard to trade buckets with them. It's hard to trade shots with them. But if you do like the Celtics was doing last night, they was trying to trade buckets with them. You got to be able to hit, and Boston wasn't hitting. And whenever Boston wasn't hitting, Golden State was taking advantage. So Boston has to hit their shots. Another takeaway I had from the game was they was missing shots, but it wasn't just all on that. Like, it wasn't just straight wide open shots. Golden State was also playing good defense last night. Like, they looked focused, they looked ready. They were switching on screens. They was communicating a lot. They was playing hard. Like, they was playing really good defense. Some of the shots that the Celtics missing was open, but a lot of them, they were forced to take it because the shot clock was running down, because Golden State was playing defense the whole possession. So Golden State played good defense the whole 24 seconds. You get down to 4 seconds, you got to force up a shot, and they wasn't falling. So Golden State, they was playing really good defense. Steve Kerr made a really good adjustment. Usually Jordan Poole comes off the bench first. He's the 6th man, but instead he had Gary Payton coming off. You know, Gary Payton is their lockdown defender, and he was he was a star in his role last night. He was playing really good defense. He was locking up. He was scrapping. He was getting those fast break layups. Like Gary Payton did his thing last night. You see, when he's in the game, their defense has a spark, and he gives them that little boost of energy. So he's an important player. But Jordan Poole, he didn't come in when he usually does, but he finally found his rhythm. Jordan Poole was killing last night. Bucket after bucket after bucket. Y'all seen, like I said before, that 2-for-1 3 he took on Daniel Tice. Tween, step back, deep tray. Next possession, come up, in and out, tween, half court. Like, that's what they need. If Jordan Poole is hitting, it takes away attention from Steph Curry. And if you have Steph Curry and someone beside him going crazy, hitting his shots, it's like you can't guard that. There's nothing the defense could do. So like I said this last video, if Jordan Poole or Klay Thompson or both of them is helping him and hitting, it's going to help Golden State tremendously. Steph Curry cannot be the only one scoring, the only one getting bucks. Poole and Thompson have to be that second fiddle. And last night, Jordan Poole was that second fiddle, and it helped. Another takeaway I had was, speaking of Steph Curry, Steph Curry could not get shaped. One thing that I realized last night, Steph Curry started off the game bad. If you realize, in the beginning of the game, he was getting locked up. They was on his ass. They was playing tight on him, making him lose the ball a little bit. He was missing his shots. He was trying to force up. He would get locked up in the perimeter and then be forced to take a drive. And then he would just toss up a little floater, toss up a little lazy layup, and it wouldn't go in. He was getting locked up in like the first 6 minutes of the game. But he didn't get shaked. His confidence didn't shake. He kept coming at the he kept coming for the Celtics. Kept trying to score, kept trying to get buckets, kept breaking them down. That's something I realized that's different about Steph Curry. Back then, in the past, Steph Curry, if he's having a bad game, if he starts off the game cold, you see the rest of the game he becomes hesitant. He starts hesitating, not shooting the shots that he normally shoots. He passes the ball more. He's a little hesitant, a little shaky when he gets locked up. But last night, him getting locked up, him missing shots didn't affect him at all. Throughout the game, he kept shooting. He kept doing his little ISOs. He kept trying to get a bucket and kept being aggressive. It didn't stop him. So that's one piece of growth that I see from Steph Curry's game. His confidence doesn't get shaken, and he's going to go at you no matter what because he knows who he is. Last night, after the first quarter, he could have easily stopped playing aggressive. He could have easily just kept passing the ball up, not shooting, and let somebody else try to take over because he was getting locked up. But he kept coming at them and kept his confidence, and that was big for the Warriors. Anytime Steph Curry is going off, it helps the Warriors tremendously. He's their leader. Whenever Steph is scoring, it makes it easier for everybody else. Al Horford. I don't know what happened to Al Horford. Like, I won't get on him because every game's not gonna be the same. Like, you can't expect a player to play the same way every game. So I won't get on him, but I'm just saying that was a big reason for them losing last night because him only having 6 points is not gonna really do nothing. You got to have Al Horford hit at least those 2 or 3 wide open threes that he hits. He got to be getting those rebounds, playing good defense. Last night, he kind of wasn't there. He was really basically a non-factor. So I don't know if that was fatigue. I don't know if he was just having an off night. I don't know if he turned 36, so Father Time just creeps up on you that quick when you switch ages. But he hopefully has a better game 3. But him having 6 points is not going to cut it. Steve Kerr trying to get Klay going. I realized last night in the fourth quarter, the game was already over. Like, Warriors was up by like 30. Ime Udoka put his bench in. Celtics had their whole bench playing. Like, the game was already over. And Steve Kerr kept Klay Thompson in the game, and Klay Thompson was shooting shots. That tells me Steve Kerr was trying to get Klay Thompson going. You see, Klay Thompson been struggling all playoffs. He has not found his shot. He has not gotten his confidence. Well, his confidence hasn't got lost because he's still shooting, but he can't hit nothing. So his shot's not the same. So you could tell Steve Kerr leaving him in that game and not taking him out when he didn't need to be in there. That's just him trying to get Klay Thompson to get his rhythm, get him to put up more shots so he can get himself going. That's what I'm saying. Klay Thompson is not himself, bro. And even the coaching staff is realizing it. He's not hitting his shots. He needs to get it together. Literally, they're up 30. Klay Thompson has no business being in the game. He could get injured. Like, you got to sit him. But no, like, he's shooting so bad that you got to keep him in the game even when you're not supposed to, because he needs to get his rhythm. His shot's not falling. Back to the point where I talked about Boston's bench getting locked up. Yeah, like they was missing shots, and like Warriors playing great defense on them. Peyton Pritchard, I realized Peyton Pritchard, he usually gets those couple of open threes. They usually sag off him. Nah, they wasn't letting him getting nothing. Every time Peyton Pritchard got the ball, he was getting locked up. Like perimeter defense, he couldn't get past nobody. His dribble moves wasn't working. He wasn't getting no space for a shot. Like he was getting locked up. Warriors, it didn't matter who got the ball last night on the Celtics. The Warriors was on their ass, like diapers on a baby. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be a hard-fought series. Both teams is locking in on the defensive end. Both teams is getting talked into their ear by their coach. Like it's gonna be a dogfight. Because we see last night clearly, Golden State's defense has the potential to be just as good as the Celtics. I'm telling you, their bench was getting locked up. Tatum was the only one really cooking last night, and they stopped going to him. And when they stopped going to him, everybody else that was trying to score was getting locked. Peyton Pritchard didn't do shit last night. Lockups. And granted, I'm not saying like he's one of their best players or he's one of their main scorers or anything, but if Peyton Pritchard plays a decent amount of minutes, he usually gets those 2 threes that he gets, or a couple buckets here and there because they leave off of him. But last night they wasn't playing with him. He wasn't getting nothing. Hopefully Jordan Poole stays consistent, stays what he's doing. One more takeaway that I had was Draymond Green is sick in the head, yo. Draymond Green is sick in the head. Like, that dude will do anything he can to win. He tries to get any little advantage. He does everything he can possible to get under the other team's skin and get them frustrated. Like, last night I was talking to my stepfather and my brother. I was saying, like, Draymond is dirty, bro. Like, don't get me wrong. I love Golden State. I love Draymond Green, but that nigga is a dirty player, bro. Like, he be doing the most, yo. Last night we seen Jaylen Brown shot the 3. Draymond fouled him. They both land. Draymond puts both of his feet on Jaylen Brown's body. Like, why? Why are you doing that, bro? They both landed on the floor next to each other. Draymond could have easily just got up, but no, he swings his legs and puts his legs on Jaylen Brown. Then Jaylen Brown gets up frustrated, and then Draymond puts his hand on his shorts and pulls his shorts down. Like, he just be doing the most, yo, to try to get the other team frustrated. Like, he would do whatever it takes. He's like a Kevin Garnett, like a Dennis Rodman. Like, he's just annoying as fuck and just does unnecessary shit, but it helps. It gets under the other team's skin. It throws them off. You need that player that other teams hate. So I respect it, but he's just crazy, yo. And then he set like 4 moving screens in a row. Nigga don't even set no screens. Nigga literally just runs and grabs onto niggas and pushes them back, bro. Somebody said Draymond plays linebacker for Golden State. That nigga don't play small forward, power forward, nothing. That nigga play linebacker. We'll be playing football out there for real, moving everybody, doing crazy shit. But that was a good game. We're gonna see what happened in game 3. I won't be able to watch game 3 because I'm off Wednesday. Had to get a video out for y'all. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. I appreciate y'all for keep tuning in. We've been consistent with the amount of views. I appreciate y'all. Keep interacting. Keep tuning. I love y'all. Lotto was out, man.